straight-A student was falsely accused of stealing a bike. Off-duty cop comes and does this to him.
Hey, take them. What happened, man?
Get off him. Get off. Take him at son's fight.
Like that.
Don't touch him. No, it's not. Can't be doing that. Hey, get your hands off. Get off. Get your hands off. Get your hands off. Get your hands off. Get your hands off.
Hold on.
Get off me, man.
You're a detective. You're an investigator. You see a 14-year-old with his own bike moving another bike, and you think he's going to steal the other bike while riding his own bike. Now tell me, Sergeant, how would this work in real life? I'm not talking about on the cartoons. How would this work? What did you see happening next? Was he going to pick up the bike and then ride his own bike? Was he going to leave his bike and then steal the other bike? Was he going to lift the bike on top of his head while getting away on a bike? How did this work out in the sergeant's mind?
He was definitely acting as a police officer. It looked like he was reaching into his pocket, maybe to make a phone call, maybe to call the police. So if he was, if they can say that he was cooperating with them, but that's what they're gonna come back with, that they're not liable for what a police officer does on his own time.
Don't hit me.
Touch me again.
Don't touch me.
You're in my house. Touch me
Okay.
again. Touch me
Get
again.
out of here with the pen.
You want to
Do this?
I'm
a police officer.
Really?
I'm a police officer. Get the pen
Really?
away. Back up. Back up.
Really? What are you doing?
Back up.
What are you doing?
Back up.
I'm videotaping you.
Back up. Okay?
You're not supposed to pull
Your
that
son's
off.
driving past my house, telling his friend to drive past my house, casing my house to my neck.
I said if you touch
put
me
a
again,
pen
and I said
to my
if you
neck.
touch me again.
Doesn't matter.
Wherever
You
you
put a
keep
pen
recording.
to my neck.
This cop is out of damn control. Put up his picture full mask. We got some work to do here. This guy was an off-duty cop at the time of this. He was not on duty. He goes to somebody else's home and pulls his gun out. He draws down on the owner of the house. Discovered by a couple on their return home, he was having a tantrum on their front porch. Following a road rage incident with their college student son. His neighbor, the off-duty officer, was coming in the opposite direction and forced him to move over and slow down. Words were exchanged. Instead of retreating, the gentleman said, "If I catch you on my block again, I'm going to effing kill you," the son's father said. The son phoned his parents to say their neighbor was following him. They told him to drive to the precinct. On the way at a red light, Debonair allegedly exited his car, enraged, and punched out the student's rear view mirror and drove off. I'm also concerned now about the background of this cop. If he's willing to act in this way while he's off duty, what do you imagine he's done while he's on duty? See, those are the questions that have to come to the forefront of situations like this. It's not just the incident. It's also the background, the buildup, the why. Now, the who. Who are you? What kind of character do you have? What's your record? We don't know the record. You know why? Because NYPD does not make it available. They're not forced to.
This guy probably should lose his job, or at the worst, be assigned to permanent desk duty. This guy should not be allowed to carry a firearm. He clearly doesn't have a hold of his emotions, and he's reckless and out of control. He should never be allowed on the street. He shouldn't be able to have a gun and badge and deal with citizens on a day-to-day basis, because he clearly has an anger issue and just shows absolutely no restraint. And my thing about these damn cops and how soft they are, this dude has a pen, and you telling me you're somebody who can handle yourself and you pull out a gun? You're a coward and nobody respects you.
This cop actually is high ranking, decides to physically assault a teenager because of his squeaking wheels. I kid you not. Here's the video.
I'm gonna beat your ass, and then I'm gonna take you to jail.
What? What'd I do?
Get out of here.
I didn't even do that.
Yeah, you did.
What'd I
Go.
do? What'd I do?
Go.
That battery?
Get out of here. It's disturbing the peace.
You hit me because of disturbing the
Yeah,
peace.
it's a crime. You need to go.
How did I disturb me? I didn't see anyone else wake up.
You need to get out of here.
All right. You just committed battery, right?
Chief of police. Call the cops.
That doesn't work that way, dude.
Yeah. You're gonna tell me the law? What, you think some legal scholar on the Supreme Court?
No, But like, what are we doing that's illegal? Police, you can't hit me with
You can't disturb the peace.
You are looking at Bay City's finest, okay? He's the public safety director. His name is Michael J. Cecchini. The incident in question occurred about 10:20 p.m. on Saturday, September 17th, in front of Rivers Edge Apartments on 9th Street in Upward Bay City. It involved the public safety director, Cecchini, and 3 other people, ages 18 and 19, riding bird scooters. Bird scooters, okay? Just put the picture up, you see the bird scooter in the background, bird scooters. What in the hell can a bird scooter do to make a cop, a public safety director, get so upset that he literally physically assaults a teenager, makes a terroristic threat, and violate his own oath of office? Sunday evening, the city issued a press release stating that the public safety director had been placed on administrative leave after receiving a citizen complaint.
I'm confident that this wasn't the first complaint that this man has received. This is how he does business. He saw a young person and he figured that that individual was powerless, and so he figured he would harass and assault them. And also having it on social media is not helpful in terms of getting other people involved, because I'm sure a lot of people who watched that video were none too pleased, and they're calling for there to be some action taken. It's just considerably unfortunate. All of the people who were probably assaulted by this individual in the past and filed complaints, and yet their complaints went ignored.
Yeah, and it's so shameful that instead of this officer being a mentor, instead of this officer being a guide for a young person, he decides to be their bully. He decides to intimidate them with lies. He decides to physically harm a teenager when this could have been done so differently, and he would have been known to the masses for something positive. Now he's known for something very negative.